Hello everybody and welcome to G4G here on YouTube. I'm your host Napalm Dawn and we are taking a second look at the game called Paladins. It is produced by Hi-Rez Studios and it is a first-person shooter slash MOBA slash team shooter kind of hybrid. So right now there's two ways of getting in the beta. Somebody who has a invite can send an invite to you if you're one of the people who was originally picked by Hi-Rez. If you got invited, you don't have an invite to give out. You can become a founder for $20, and this pack is actually rather thrifty. You get that warlock looking horse over there, the WoW demon steed, demon charger, which is the Infernal Warhorse. You get 20 card chests, and those are the 20 of the 5-pack chests. And you also get beta access, so right now I would get no monetary value out of this, but I'd be paying about $20 for 100 cards and something other than a plebe pony. So, in the previous video I basically walked you through the game and a few things like that. So every time you get a duplicate, you get the CP over here, and then you can craft a card. Something that you need to watch out for. You default over here to Bronzebeard whenever you're on the screen, and if you just click something, you're going to make a card for him. Make sure you pick the hero that you want to craft for first, before pretend this area of the screen doesn't exist. There will be a lot of mistakes as people continue to accidentally craft for him all the time. They should have like a non-selection be the highlight when you come over here. So, you can open your loot chests. That's the 5-pack. This is a 1-pack. Card collection shows you all the cards. So this area is very much like Hearthstone or a bit like Dirty Bomb. And when you go to construct the deck, you can pick from things over here. Still don't really know exactly why I can't slot things here on some characters, but then on some characters I can. I'm still not exactly too sure how that works out, but you generally get one quest per day, and that's the first, I've only seen first win. You have account levels and you have hero levels. So since I wasn't really able to get a lot of PvP in the first video because I picked co-op and nobody was queuing for it, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys PvP in this video by picking casual. Now, unlike some other games where you queue up and you can maybe run and take a quick leak and feed the cat and just throw the dog outside and reheat a Chinese food or cook up a Hot Pocket or something or get a drink, you really want to be at your computer for any time you queue with this. You don't want to run off and be like, alright, I'm going to queue and burn some time just taking a quick whiz down the hall. No. You don't want to do that in this one. Unlike some other games, somebody can pick the hero that you want before you can get to it. Plus, you can pick the game mode over here. Now, this one, you can maybe be a little AFK for it. This isn't too bad. You've got a decent timer, but if you don't get your character real quick, you're definitely going to be locked out. Like, the first time that I played, I'm just kind of taking in the screen and see what everything is on the screen and whatnot, and I looked down and like everything was gray. I'm like, oh mother. And I was stuck playing Eevee, who I really wasn't that familiar with and didn't like. I either wanted to do Pip or Grohk, and I was kind of screwed. So, Grohk and Pip, that guy actually changed. I wonder how you do that. Grohk and Pip are definitely mainstays of any match. Their very good Pips are very, very obnoxious. Very good Grohks are definitely capable of doing a lot of damage and staying alive for a while. The biggest damagers that I've seen, the biggest damage going out I've seen has come from Grohk, Pip, and Buck, the shotgun guy. Those are all the far and away, if there's somebody who's been like really far above the rest of their team, those have been the ones that I've seen. I've seen a very good Grohk who didn't die and he carried his team. Pips are obnoxious as hell. And I did see a buck that I just couldn't outduel, and he wound up being the carry for his team. So yeah, you can see here, you want to beat your PC. You don't want to get locked out of doing a character that you want to do. Due to that, it may help you to kind of get familiar with at least everybody. If you're, well, maybe not everybody, but if you're at least familiar with 4 people, really, really strong on 4 people, you're going to be good to go. This is not a game where maybe you want to really highly specialize in 1 or 2, because you don't know if they're just going to outpick you. Now, obviously, what's on the enemy team doesn't matter, and you probably can communicate here. Please don't take X2 turret again. Not really too sure what that is. So there's a buck over there. That's the guy who looks like the avatar. They have a Cassie, a buck, a Grohk, a Eevee, and they got a Pip. So they actually have a little bit more healing than us, because Pip throws heal grenades. Over here, I'm presented with my first 2 cards. Damage heals allies like a Shadow Priest. Or...
Point spawning in 20
so I guess I will pick up the beacon for my team here. And what happens is I get to carry this beacon out onto the map and drop it. And then when people start in the base, they can teleport to it.
Spawning in 5 seconds.
You want to drop it somewhat close to make it effective, but you don't want to drop it so close that it comes under fire and they just destroy it. So I want to stick with my team this time. Drop a heal totem behind me, and nice. In this game, just note that you are never safe. There are always flank positions in this, at all times. So I switched over from my single target to the chain lightning staff. But unfortunately, we're not going to get any other heals. We can stay in the bush, though. So this is kind of like smoke vents and hots. So that buck over there, depending on how the cards are, he could do a lot of damage. Is this dude AFK or is he the one typing? No. Alright, so they destroyed the beacon, which made it respawn. I just want to get back in the action real quick rather than worry about picking that up and dropping it. Drop a heal totem over there for them to drop down to if they need it. Wow, definitely getting hurt over here. So now I get to pick new cards. Let the regeneration kick in a bit. Drop a totem over here for use. Sadly, there's one thing about this game that I keep wanting to have. I keep wanting a duck. So that guy tried to drop on my head, and I dropped an ultimate on him for his troubles. So that's the avatar guy. That's Buck. I've seen Bucks do some pretty good damage. That's Bronzebeard with his turret. And as you can see, the enemy Cassie, who I like to call Thorn from Bloodborne, flanked him and got up there with him. So, I mean, there's almost always a way that your sides and your back are going to come under fire.
Enemy double kill.
I'm going to go with the totem radius. Try to get revenge on this guy here. Whoa, what is with that fire speed there?
Enemy killing.
God damn it. What did I die to? He was already dead. So when you kill somebody, you get those nice little health drops. And you definitely want to be pretty vigilant and get those. So we seem to have a nice little set of fortifications up here, so I'm going to drop my heal totem, and I'm knocked down.
Enemy double kill.
That's not good. Flank this guy a little bit. Oh, jeez. So that's Evie the Frost Mage that I'm dueling with. And she lived due to her ice block. And she picks up my death as a heal. Almost had her.
Enemy double kill.
This class over here that Aku is playing, they can get very, very obnoxious. Not so much because of the stealth. They just... Every time I see that character, it just runs straight forwards and just shoots. And she's a pain in the ass. So there is some Grohk play for you guys. 89 seems to be a little vocal. All our damage is fairly even over here, and their Cassie actually did the majority of the work, and their Buck was kind of about average. Their Pip was very low for a Pip. But yeah, I've definitely run into a very good Puck. I've run into a very good Pip. I've also run into a very good Grohk. There doesn't seem to be a way of, like, staying with the people. It's not like, oh, okay, so you were on offense, now it flips over to defense. The only thing that I could see is you just hit the house to get out, and then that's it. So there's an example of what some PvP combat looks like here in Paladins. Community seems fairly good so far. I have definitely seen at least one lagger, and that makes them skip around a little bit, and unfortunately, I don't think the scoreboards reveal ping or something, and maybe it doesn't actually matter that much in a legit MOBA, but anytime you play something with FPS qualities to it, knowing ping is a good thing, and I think that is something that they should expose. You know, from just so much with free-to-play games and the fact that there aren't the region restrictions, and you could be playing in the States and wind up fighting people, you know, as far south as Brazil and Chile and Argentina, and I mean, you get some really bad laggers in those games. BLR was definitely a good sign of that. Dirty Bomb is another one. They just warp like crazy, you get shot around corners, and you just don't want to deal with it. You want to play with people within about 100 ping of you, tops. And games like this, if you're lagging, you're just going to appear to kind of like float in air and take large chunks of movement. And it's really annoying, so I hope Hi-Rez exposes that at least, and we can do something about it. And, you know, maybe even the ability to continue with the team and not make a party out of it. You know, like there, we were defending. What's to say we can't do what Dirty Bomb in TF2 does, where you can stay in the match, and now maybe you flip over and you're on offense. So, but I'll probably be producing some more videos for the channel, some specific hero highlights. That one is pretty much Grohk, but as I begin to learn some of the other characters, I'll maybe do a match a piece on the other characters so you get used to them and see what we're dealing with. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take care.